I'm Dave Haynes, and I work for SoundCloud primarily, and I also organise Music Hack Day London, and also help organise all of the different Music Hack Days that we do around the world. So we actually started off the first ever Music Hack Day here in London at the Guardian offices back in, I think it was July 2009, and I mean, that was just so successful that we then spread that to lots of different places. So we moved from London to Berlin, then to Amsterdam, quickly followed by Boston, which was really great. Other places, Stockholm, San Francisco, and we actually have a few more coming up, like Barcelona, which is early on in October. So yes, so other than being very busy with SoundCloud at the moment, yeah, just kind of also helping put together a Music Hack Day.
And what is the importance for SoundCloud with those
Music Hack Day?
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. I mean, the vibe of the event is that we have lots of different companies come down, all the kind of the companies that are really leading the way. Like there's this really nice kind of new developer kind of ecosystem that are building really cool apps and projects and mashups on the APIs of companies like SoundCloud. So, you know, at SoundCloud we have a really fantastic API that allows a developer to come in and use a lot of the functionality of SoundCloud, but actually put it into their own applications or build like different ways for our users to interface with the service and get a lot more use and a lot more value out of it as well. So. Yeah, definitely. It's really great for the developers to come down to be able to build some really exciting new things for our users to use, but also to get some feedback on like other features that we could be building for them.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that this evolution of APIs and open data, it will change how we do business?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's kind of like like before you had like certain gatekeepers, so you know you had the DJs and the labels and the A&Rs and things like that, and they were really kind of, you know, they decided how we kind of, you know, how and what and where we consumed our music. And now that we have all these fantastic companies, you know, people like SoundCloud and Songkick and Last.fm that have all this amazing data and streams and gig information and ticket listings and retail, you can put all those together and like developers can become the new gatekeepers. You know, they can actually like, it's the developers now who are increasingly shaping how we like consume and interact with music. So this whole new kind of thriving like developer sort of music ecosystem, as it were, is becoming more and more important. I definitely think it's something that the music industry is starting to recognise and embrace as well. Like typically in the past, the music industry has maybe sort of lagged behind technological advances. You know, 10 years ago, Napster is always the classic example, but I think now there's enough of that kind of ecosystem that the music industry can really start engaging with to work with it rather than against it.
Mm-hmm. And, well, you sort of answered that, but, well, the music industry is a bit protective about licensing and copyright. Will it clash with the openness of technology nowadays?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a learning process. With Music Hack Day specifically itself, I mean, this is really more of a kind of, you know, the idea is that you have 24 hours, the developers like take all these different pieces and they build a new app, and most of the times they're doing it for fun or just to experiment. So really the stuff that gets built at Music Hack Day, a lot of it is disposable. Some have turned into commercial services, but the nice thing is that now that we have all these different building blocks, like I was saying before, the retail bit, the gig bit, you know, hosting audio, and, you know, accessing kind of, you know, fan data and things like that, there's a lot of platforms that can actually do that and are really helpful and actually like are working with industry partners to do that as well. So a developer can now come in and take all of these kind of like proper kind of services and build something new out of them. And I think along the way it's probably going to throw up some questions. You know, there's always going to be challenges. But as I said, I think it's just really important for the music industry to understand the opportunities of that. And just hope that the kind of, you know, all the kind of old frameworks can, you know, kind of keep up with the pace. But it's really important to be doing this kind of like experimentation, you know, in the short term, and like one of the goals of Music Hack Day is really to kind of accelerate the pace of how things are advancing, but also try and get all the different partners, the developers, the companies, the music industry to sit down together and just like explore all the possibilities. What about
the presence of the music industry, the labels here at the weekend?
I mean that's really exciting. This is the first Music Hack Day where we've really had kind of like labels involved. So Universal Music was actually one of the sponsors of Hack Day. And again, that's just kind of just a really good sign that they're interested. There's definitely a kind of we should be seen to be supporting this so that we can understand it a little bit more, and then take the best bits out of it and potentially go on and use that if that works. There's also some of the independent labels, which is really exciting. Someone like Domino Records, who are just kind of feeling out if they could kind of release some of their data to developers. How would those developers use it? How could they build services that that are going to be kind of like licensed or useful, or help fans discover their music. So it's been really nice. It's kind of just getting them involved, at first, a little bit more on the kind of bylines, but just trying to engage with the community just to get some input and see what they can do for the future.